Spirit has a twofold message here. First and foremost, it wants to acknowledge that there are some of you in the collective who have made peace with a disappointment in your life. You have made peace with something not playing out to your expectations. You have made peace with where you are today. You've had to choose between continuing in that conflict or accepting that it is what it is. That's what I'm hearing. It is what it is. And you have said those words and you have learned what that felt like to release the heaviness of these disappointments that you've been presented with, and you said, then it wasn't meant for me, and it is what it is. Spirit wants to acknowledge that because that test was so fundamental to your healing. It has changed the trajectory. I'm hearing that you avoided another lesson, like you avoided another experience that would have continued and continued and recycled over and over again. So of course, first we have this Five of Cups, this letdown, this disappointment, somebody you cared about, somebody that you had a lot of high hopes in, somebody that you thought, and this it doesn't necessarily mean romance, but for some of you it is. It can be a friendship or a family member where you thought things were going in a very different direction, or you thought that they had changed their ways in some circumstances. You've had experiences with them before, or you had witnessed other individuals experiencing this person. They didn't change their ways. So then we had our Two of Swords, and you have come to terms with how things are. You've just accepted this is what happened, and there's nothing I can do to change that. And I didn't do anything wrong. I couldn't have done better. I couldn't have changed how this was going on. But then, because you accepted it, because you accepted reality and you became present in your experience and you allowed yourself to process, you now allow yourself to move forward on a brand new path. So you have a brand new opportunity coming forward. There's new ideas, new experiences. I'm hearing that this is an opportunity for some of you, a new job opportunity, or an opportunity to, it says, I'm hearing go farther than you ever have before. So whether that applies to you in terms of like career or even in relationships, or you're actually traveling somewhere, but I'm hearing going farther than you ever have before. So this is brand new, and it feels different, but there's also elements of the same here. What you're going to feel this time is that it all aligns perfectly for you. Now, Spirit wants to send this message that there is a new opportunity. It's open to infinite possibilities. There's something coming forward. There's a lot of ways that this can go. And it kind of depends on whether or not it aligns with your expectations. But Spirit wants you to be open to what could be, open to the possibility of something different than you expected, open to the possibility of um, things going in a different direction entirely. Now, I do have Bring a Gentle Touch. So, the Bring a Gentle Touch, it feels as though, due to your past experiences, due to some trauma response, you may be ready to jump into this experience guns blazing is what I'm hearing. You've got your weapons ready. You are going to defend yourself at all costs. Spirit wants you to instead try a different tactic. Spirit instead wants you to come in as a composed, I'm hearing composed confidence. So you come in calm, even tone in your voice, patience, being gentle. Try coming into this without the immediate reactions of the conflicts and the difficulties that you've experienced in the past. Try a gentle touch. Try coming into this. I'm hearing for some of you, this is about addressing a past friendship or relationship that went sour. Something didn't pan out. There's a possibility that you may come back into this experience learning something, or there's something more to offer from this relationship. But Spirit says it's not going to happen if you aren't comfortable coming into this, being able to be gentle and patient and kind. That person was operating at the level that they are comfortable with, that they within their experience, within their tools, within the methods that they have, that they are capable of using. It might not be exactly at your level, but if they're approaching you and they're coming back to this, there is a possibility that they want to learn from you, that they want to grow, that they want to elevate themselves to that level, and you gave them an example to follow. And so now, if you come back into this situation and you use what you have learned and you show that to them, now you're really giving them something to strive for. So, I have this message for some of the collective, that you have been released of some intensive burdens that you were hoping that you would be released from, but it wasn't certain. You have felt this freedom from additional conflict or additional problems that could have dragged out, and they did not, which is such a wonderful experience to behold, because when you spent so much time and energy worried about potential outcomes and then realize that it was just all in your head, now you get why it's a unnecessary energy expense. Now you understand that, right? The stillness is what we were hoping for. Thriving does not always mean that there is excitement happening in our lives. Thriving does not always mean that there is adventure upon us and that we are experiencing all kinds of. Sometimes thriving is just being at a place where things are so peaceful and so relaxed. You can let your guard down. You can take those deep breaths. You can sleep in a little bit. I slept in this morning. It was so incredible to wake up without any like impending doom. Like, I don't know what's going to happen next. That alone is such a relief. That alone is enough to make me grateful and honestly say to universe, say to my spirit guides, thank you for guiding me here. Thank you so much for providing me with the clarity that I needed during the tough times, during the confusing times, giving me the reassurance and validation that I needed, that things were going to be okay, that I was going to end up in a place where I was comfortable and confident, and I felt as though I was at peace. There's a tranquility in my life right now, besides the machinery going on over there. This is a very peaceful place for me to be, to sit in my yard that is my home, my sanctuary, and know that I am loved and appreciated, and know that I am welcome in so many different spaces, and know that I am valued, and know that I am working towards an even better future, towards goals that I desire, towards my own ambition, and I've prioritized myself and my wellness and my healing, and most of all, my peace. And that is my definition of thriving. So I hope this is where you find yourself. And if not, I want you to thank the universe in advance for the thriving experience that you are about to have.